over 60. These 3 exercises are better than walking for your joints. What if I told you that the one exercise almost every doctor recommends for staying healthy after 60 might not be giving your joints the protection you think it is? For decades, we've been told the same thing. If you want to stay active and keep your joints healthy, just walk more. Walk in the morning. Walk after dinner. It's simple. It's safe. It's the gold standard of exercise for older adults. But what if that advice, the one meant to keep you mobile and independent, is actually missing something critical about joint health after 60? Here's something that might surprise you. According to research published in the journal Osteoarthritis and Cartilage, walking on hard surfaces with repetitive impact can contribute to progressive cartilage thinning in adults over 60, especially in those with existing joint wear. A study from the University of California found that among adults aged 60 to 75, nearly 42% who walked regularly as their primary form of exercise still experienced worsening knee pain over a 3-year period. Think about that. Nearly half of regular walkers still saw their joint pain get worse, not better. Not because walking is bad, but because walking alone doesn't address what aging joints truly need: shock absorption, joint lubrication through varied movement, muscle support around vulnerable areas, and rotational stability. Now that doesn't mean walking is harmful. For cardiovascular health and general movement, it's valuable. But here's what no one really tells you. Your joints at 60, 65, or 70 are not the same joints you had at 35. Cartilage has thinned. Synovial fluid has decreased. The muscles that stabilize your hips, knees, and ankles have quietly weakened. And the repetitive linear motion of walking always forward, always the same pattern, doesn't challenge or strengthen those supporting structures. So when your knees start to ache after your daily walk or your hips feel stiff in the morning, you might think, maybe I need to walk more. Maybe I'm just getting old. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the problem is that we've been given incomplete advice for joints that need more than just mileage? Here's the hidden truth. After 60, the biggest threats to your joint health are lack of varied movement that nourishes cartilage, weak stabilizing muscles that fail to protect joints under stress, and imbalanced loading patterns that wear down one area faster than others. Studies in the Journal of Orthopedic Research and the British Journal of Sports Medicine show that joint degeneration in older adults is driven more by movement monotony and muscle imbalance than by simple aging. This is not to scare you. This is to empower you. Because the goal after 60 is not to walk 10,000 steps and hope for the best. The goal is to move in ways that actively protect your joints, rebuild the support systems around them, and keep you mobile without pain. And that's why today I want to show you 3 smarter exercises that for most people over 60 are actually better for your joints than walking alone and far more effective at preventing pain and preserving mobility. Before we dive in, drop a quick comment with your first name, age, and where you're watching from. This space is about connection, and your journey might inspire someone else. Most people over 60 don't stop exercising because they lack motivation. They stop because they're in pain. You've been told to keep moving, stay active, walk as much as you can. But when walking starts to hurt, what are you supposed to do? Here's the truth. Daily walking may not be training the parts of your body you need most to protect your joints as you age. Let's talk about what joints really need after 60. Most people think joints need rest and less impact, but joints actually thrive on specific types of movement. Lubrication through full range of motion. Synovial fluid is produced when you move joints through their complete range. Walking only moves your hips and knees forward and backward, leaving side-to-side and rotational movement untapped. Muscle support and shock absorption. When muscles are weak, every step sends more force into the cartilage. Walking builds endurance, but not the strength needed to truly protect joints. Varied loading patterns. Walking is repetitive. Same motion, same angle, thousands of times. This creates wear patterns. Healthy joints need variety, proprioception, and balance. Walking on flat surfaces doesn't challenge this system, and when it weakens, you're at higher risk for falls and injuries. The problem with walking as your only exercise is that it's linear and repetitive. It doesn't strengthen your hip stabilizers, challenge your ankles in multiple directions, or build rotational core strength. A review in The Lancet analyzed over 50 studies and found that multiplanar movement exercises that move joints in multiple directions were significantly more effective at reducing joint pain than single-plane activities like walking alone. Another study found that adults over 60 who combined low-impact, multidirectional exercises with walking had 48% less progression of knee osteoarthritis over 5 years. When we rely only on walking, you feel like you're doing everything right, but slowly your joints are losing the support they need, and you don't notice until the pain becomes constant, until stairs feel impossible, until walking itself becomes the thing that hurts you. But it doesn't have to be that way. The solution isn't to walk more or less, it's to move smarter. Coming up, I'll show you 3 gentle, joint-friendly exercises that protect and strengthen in ways walking alone never will. Let's begin with exercise number 3. Exercise number 3. Seated leg extensions with ankle circles. The joint lubrication movement your knees are craving. Sitting down and moving my legs, how is that better than walking? You might be thinking this looks too easy. But if you felt your knees stiffen after sitting, or noticed clicking when you stand, you're experiencing what this movement fixes: lack of full-range joint movement and inadequate synovial fluid circulation. This exercise combines two critical movements walking completely misses: knee extension through full range, which moves your knee from fully bent to fully straight, a range walking never reaches, and ankle circles, which lubricate the joint and strengthen stabilizers that prevent rolling and sprains. When you walk, your knee never fully straightens. It stays mid-range, slightly bent. That's efficient for walking, but terrible for joint health. Synovial fluid is pumped through the joint when you move through full range. If you only move halfway, only half the joint gets lubricated. The other half slowly dries out, stiffens, and degenerates. Here's the key. This isn't about building muscle. It's about joint maintenance. Moving your knees and ankles in ways that stimulate fluid production and nourish cartilage. A study in the Journal of Clinical Rheumatology found that adults over 60 who performed daily range of motion exercises experienced a 37% reduction in joint stiffness after just 6 weeks. Another study found that full range of motion exercises increased synovial fluid volume and improved cartilage health, while walking showed no such benefit. What happens if we skip this? Your joints gradually lose range of motion, synovial fluid decreases, small stabilizers weaken, you move more carefully, more rigidly, which accelerates stiffening. Here's how to start. Sit in a sturdy chair with your back supported. Slowly extend one leg straight out until your knee is fully straight. Hold for 2 seconds. Slowly lower. Repeat 10 to 12 times per leg. Then lift one foot slightly and slowly rotate your ankle in circles. Do 10 circles each direction. Repeat with the other ankle. Perform 2 to 3 sets per day. Too difficult? Reduce range or support your leg with your hands. Too easy? Add a light ankle weight or hold for 5 seconds. This movement may look simple, but it's feeding your joints the movement nutrition they've been missing. Exercise number 2, side-lying leg lifts. The hip stabilizer that protects your knees. Lying on my side and lifting my leg. What does that have to do with walking? If you felt your knee buckle when you stepped to the side, or noticed one hip feels weaker, this is what you need. Because weak hip stabilizers are a hidden cause of knee pain, and walking does almost nothing to strengthen them. This targets the gluteus medius on the outside of your hip. This muscle keeps your pelvis level when you stand on one leg. Every step you take is a moment of single-leg balance. If your gluteus medius is weak, your pelvis drops with every step. That causes your knee to twist inward, creating abnormal stress. Over thousands of steps, that stress shows up as pain. Think about it. Your knee pain might not be a knee problem. It might be a weak hip failing to stabilize your pelvis, forcing your knee to compensate, and no amount of walking will fix that. Here's the key. This muscle is almost completely ignored during forward walking. It only activates during side-to-side movements. If you never move sideways, it quietly atrophies, and your knees pay the price. A study in the Journal of Orthopedic and Sports Physical Therapy found that adults over 60 with chronic knee pain had 42% weaker gluteus medius strength. When they strengthened this muscle, 64% experienced significant pain reduction within 8 weeks. Another study found hip strengthening was more effective at reducing knee pain than knee-focused exercises alone. What happens if we never train this? Your pelvis becomes unstable, your knees twist inward, cartilage wears unevenly, pain develops, walking itself becomes the thing that hurts. Here's how to start. Lie on your side on a mat, keep your body in a straight line, bend your bottom leg for stability, keep your top leg straight, slowly lift your top leg 12 to 18 inches, keep toes pointing forward, hold for 2 seconds, slowly lower, repeat 10 to 15 times, switch sides, perform 2 to 3 sets per day. Too difficult? Start with smaller lifts or do it standing while holding a chair. Too easy? Add a resistance band or ankle weight. This rebuilds one of the most important stabilizers in your body. When it's strong, your knees stop compensating and walking becomes comfortable again. Exercise number 1, water walking or pool exercises. The zero-impact joint saver most people overlook. I don't have pool access. What else can I do? That's fair, and we'll address alternatives. But first, let's talk about why water-based exercise is considered one of the absolute best activities for adults over 60 with joint pain. Water provides buoyancy, resistance, and hydrostatic pressure all at once. When you're submerged chest deep, your body weight is reduced by 75 to 90%. If you weigh 180 pounds, your joints only feel 18 to 45 pounds. Compare that to walking on pavement, where each step creates 1.5 to 3 times your body weight in impact. In water, you can move freely, build strength, and challenge your cardiovascular system without the pounding that wears down cartilage. You can walk forward, backward, sideways, movements that would be painful on land. But here's what makes water special: the resistance. Water is 12 times more resistant than air. Every movement strengthens your muscles in all directions without weights, without impact, without pain. And there's hydrostatic pressure. The gentle pressure water exerts reduces swelling, improves circulation, and enhances proprioception. Here's the key. Water allows you to load your joints in a way that promotes healing, not harm. A review in the Cochrane database analyzed 44 studies on aquatic exercise for osteoarthritis. Water-based exercise reduced joint pain by 40 to 55%, improved function by 30 to 45%, with virtually zero injury risk. Another study found adults over 60 who did water walking 3 times weekly showed significant improvements in flexibility, strength, and fitness, with 89% reporting less pain. What happens if we only do land-based walking? Your joints absorb thousands of impacts daily. Inflammation builds. Pain becomes chronic. You stop moving, which accelerates degeneration. Here's how to start. Find a pool where water reaches your chest. Walk forward, lifting knees higher than on land. Walk for 10 to 15 minutes to start. Add variety. Walk backward, sideways, march in place. Do leg swings and arm movements underwater. Gradually increase to 20 to 30 minutes, 3 to 4 times weekly. Don't have pool access? Try chair-based exercises, recumbent biking, elliptical machines, or Tai Chi. All provide low-impact multidirectional movement. Water exercise isn't just easy on joints. It's actively therapeutic. It's movement as medicine. Let's take a breath. You've just learned 3 movements that could transform how your joints feel and how confidently you move. These may not look as familiar as walking, but they build what walking alone cannot. Joint resilience, multidirectional strength, muscle balance, the support that keeps you moving without pain for years to come. Each leg extension feeds your joints full range. Each side leg lift rebuilds knee stabilizers. Each moment in water gives movement without punishment. These aren't just exercises. They're a commitment to a future where your joints don't dictate your choices and movement doesn't come with fear. Joint pain isn't inevitable. Stiffness doesn't have to increase. Mobility isn't lost. It's just waiting to be supported the right way. Before you begin, remember this is for educational purposes only. If you have joint conditions or health concerns, talk with your doctor first. That's wisdom. Take one small step, not toward perfection, but toward presence. Start where you are. Trust that small, consistent movements lead to freedom. If this message spoke to you, share your thoughts below. Your story might encourage someone else. And if you found value, consider liking and subscribing. Your next chapter doesn't begin with a diagnosis. It begins when you decide your joints deserve smarter care, not just more steps. And that decision, that's where everything changes.